Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Today, legendary DJs Bounty Killer and Beenie Man seems to be on very good terms. So much so that they have been sharing the stage, recording together, and are arguably seen holding a vibes from time to time. In fact, it was a joy to see them performing together at Reggae Sumfest 2019 and Reggae Sumfest 2023. However, the friendship which we are now seeing was not always that way. There was a time that they were so bitter against each other that promoters were sometimes scared of putting them on the same stage out of fear that they might move from a lyrical confrontation to a physical fight. One of those ugly confrontations took place on the dancehall night segment of Reggae Sumfest 2001. Beenie Man, who was the first to perform, entered center stage clad in an army outfit and promptly declared,
coming up.
He then proceeded to unleash a sizzling set during which he peppered the crowd with badman lyrics, all the time throwing shades at Bounty Killer, making it quite clear that Bounty Killer could not deal with him in the manner he dealt with fellow artists Lexus and Mr. Vegas, who he has been tagging with the derogatory lyrics. However, despite doing everything he could to provoke Bounty Killer to come on stage to challenge him, the killer held his ground and stayed backstage. Beenie Man even accused Killer of bad mind, saying he was jealous about the Grammy he had won. When it was the Killer's time to perform, he hit the stage cross, angry and miserable, declaring himself as not washover gold but the real thing, while noting that Beenie Man was not in his class as a performer. He then proceeded to accuse Beenie Man of being a fish, the Jamaican slang for homosexuals. Bounty went on to explain that he was not running from Beenie Man, reminding the audience that it was because of Beenie Man being scared of performing with him in 1999, why the promoters were forced to have 2 dancehall nights. He then went on to liken Beenie Man to renowned gay personalities RuPaul and Elton John. Bounty Killer also rejected Beenie Man's claim that he was jealous, claiming that it was Beenie Man who was following him in everything he did. If he bought a car of one make, Beenie Man would promptly go out and buy the same thing. He also accused Beenie Man of being a pirate for it of his lyrics. With the fans warming to Bounty Killer's performance and urging him on, Beenie Man, who was backstage, got a hold of a microphone and joined Bounty Killer on stage. On seeing him, Bounty Killer was transformed from cross, angry and miserable to extremely dark. He demanded that Beenie Man should leave the stage, saying he was not going to perform with any B-man.
You see me come up here? Beenie Man, me don't want a Batman on the stage. Me not clash with Batman. Me a gunman. Beenie Man,
However, with Beenie Man taking a seat and not moving, the angry Bounty Killer stormed off the stage. After Bounty Killer left the stage, the crowd began to boo Beenie Man and he too walked off, bringing an end to a night of lyrical ugliness. The feud in between the two icons took another ugly twist at the 2006 staging of Reggae Sumfest. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that night. The lead up to that clash was most interesting. In the months leading up to that dancehall night showdown, Beenie Man had started a relationship with Bounty Killer's ex-girlfriend Michelle Downer, and he rebranded her the Angel. The biggest talk in Jamaica at that time was that Beenie Man had taken away Bounty Killer's girlfriend. However, in his typical feisty style, Bounty Killer declared that Beenie Man had only picked up trash that he had discarded. As was expected, they took the war of words on the stage and it was brutal. Bounty Killer, who performed first, went for the juggler, as it was quite clear that he had come to strangle Beenie Man with lyrics. He wasted no time in describing Beenie Man as the ultimate girl clown. Turning to the men in the crowd, he said, to which the massive crowd responded, "Bullet, bullet." He then went on to ask, who are the biggest girl clown in Jamaica? And the crowd responded, Beenie Man. To which the killer replied, we don't hear, talk loud, BT and MTV are listening. Again the crowd shouted out, Beenie Man, Beenie Man. With the crowd firmly in his corner, Bounty Killer then declared that it was showtime, as he hissed his teeth while remarking, he then went into a bag of lyrics, taking pot shot at Beenie Man and danger relationship, all the time making out Beenie Man to be a girl clown. He boldly stated that no girl can tie Rodney Price, said Bounty Killer using his correct name. In his turn on stage, Beenie Man came out sizzling, taking on Killer head on. He promptly declared Bounty Killer was not a real man as he was still living with his mother, adding a few derogatory remarks. Beenie Man then told the crowd that the war between him and Bounty Killer was all because of the Angel, and proceeded to declare that Angel had left Bounty Killer because she was tired of his tongue.
Why Angel left you cause she tired of that tongue you got?
He then declared himself the right man for Angel, saying that he was able to provide her with the proper feed, as she was already pregnant and carrying his child. According to him, while Bounty Killer was going around saying bullet, bullet, he was saying breathe it, breathe it, breathe it. Seemingly satisfied that he had told Bounty Killer all he wanted to tell him, Beenie Man proceeded to bring the house down with a brilliant performance, during which he invited Angel on stage, much to the delight of the audience, who seemed quite pleased with the gesture. They then did the song Heart Attack, which was aimed at Bounty Killer. It was just awesome. It should be noted that 2 months after that epic Sumfest performance, Beenie Man got married to the Angel. And while it was not an happily ever after union, it was one of the most talked about weddings in Jamaica. With their ugly 20-year feud now dead and buried, in looking back at the many times Beenie Man and Bounty Killer clashed at Reggae Sumfest, the night that they clashed over the Angel was arguably the most unforgettable, which makes it one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica, from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.